Hi, my name is Richard Carrier. I'm SVP and General Manager at Cyberlink. I will present you FaceMe together with the implementation by a partner, Talma, of solutions for health checks and creating safe experiences in airports and facilities. First, a few statistics about security facial recognition in airports. While overall only 59% of Americans support facial recognition, overall 75% of people support it for airlines, 69% for TSA security, 78% believe it can improve security systems, and 74% believe can speed up security lines. In fact, already in airports facilities, both those accessible to the public and passengers, as well as the restricted areas for personnel only, use extensively facial recognition. We will start seeing more and more of that. Some of the key security issues around passengers, secure facilities, and health and safety result from the fact that these are very large and complex facilities with complex legacy systems, a lack of integration, which requires a lot of human intensive processes, resulting in multiple points of failure and high cost of implementation and maintenance. Add to that the current pandemic situation, and there's an urgent need for health checks, social distancing, and mask monitoring, ensuring that there's a minimum number of physical contacts so that cleaning, disinfection, is efficient. Now, let me talk to you about FaceMe, explain how it can help in this context. FaceMe is one of the world's top cross-platform AI facial recognition engines. At 99.7% accuracy rate, according to NIST, is one of the most accurate solutions in the world. It runs at the edge, which means that it is extremely secure. There's no need to send pictures of people across the web to the cloud. It's very fast because it's all run on the premises. You bring it to the fact that it runs over a number of platforms, Windows, Android, iOS, several flavors of Linux, so it can be integrated to legacy systems. It can run across systems that use different platforms. And we have this SDK that can be easily adjusted and retrofitted in some cases in systems that are in place. So it minimizes the complexity of deployment, minimizes the need for additional hardware. Speaking of hardware, it is optimized for all the features that are offered in the SDK and the software for each of the PC, mobile devices, IoT devices, servers. So it allows for the best balance between accuracy, speed, performance, power requirements, no matter what the infrastructure is. The key features of FaceMe are facial detection, so how many people are in front of a camera, the recognition when it's combined to a database, who are these people in front of the camera. It can detect attributes such as age, gender, mood, head orientation, which creates interactive experiences that can be very pleasant for users, as well as helping collection of statistics. FaceMe includes image pre-processing technologies that ensure that even if the lighting conditions are not ideal or the camera in use doesn't have very high resolution or it's dirty or whatever the problem could be, it minimizes any bias that could result and affect facial recognition. Also comes with anti-spoofing technologies, about 3D and 2D, which means that people cannot use a photo or a video of someone to spoof the system. It needs to be the real person in front of a camera. And the technology also includes mask detection, making sure that people wear masks, and facial recognition with very high level of accuracy, even when people wear masks. Here's a demo of how FaceMe works. FaceMe comes as a software in addition to the SDK. So we have a whole solution around security and one that addresses COVID-19. So I'll touch briefly on each of those. Then I'll talk about some use cases specific to airports and airport transportation. First, FaceMe Security is a complete software that runs as soon as it's installed on the proper workstations connected to IP cameras and the right server for data for people recognition. Then automatically it can enable security for multiple use cases, such as detecting employees when they come in or out, visitors, blacklisted people, or with a new module that was added, it could also send alerts if people don't wear masks properly over their face, or if they have elevated body temperature. All that sent through alerts. We'll touch on that in a moment. Here's how it works. Now let's talk about COVID. So we have this product called FaceMe Health that can enable mask detection. So all you need to have is camera security, regular camera and a thermal camera can detect if people are wearing masks properly over their face. It can recognize people who are wearing masks with a high level of precision, and it can also detect elevated body temperature. Here's how FaceMe Health works. As I was mentioning earlier, we can send alerts depending on who is captured by camera, whether it's a visitor where the host can be contacted, an employee for attendance log, blacklisted people where security can be advised, stranger, so somebody who's not in the system, or if there's a health alert. So messages can be sent using our app called U Messenger or using other apps so that things are handled in the best possible way. Let me talk about a few use cases specific to airports where FaceMe can be of help. One of them is in public and traveler area for surveillance. So tracking people of interest or blacklisted people, doing group health screening. So of everyone in front of a camera, are there people who seem to have elevated body temperature or people not wearing masks properly, as well as social distancing monitoring. Another use case is passenger check-in. Instead of touching a screen or using QR codes, which sometimes can be a bit clunky, you can have a full contactless experience where people's face automatically logs them in. If they're a member of the airline loyalty program, things can automatically be taken care of and create a personalized experience. And health screening for masks and temperature can be integrated to these kiosks. Same as security control. In order to avoid contacts, it can all be done automatically or at least use the face as an ID. We can also conduct health controls there, make sure that people continue to wear their masks and there hasn't been anything missed earlier. Same at the boarding level. Some airlines have started to experience with the face ID, so facial recognition, to let people who should be on boarding the plane board the plane. Here again, we can contact a last health control pretty easily. At arrival, you are familiar, a lot of people are familiar with these entry kiosks, whether it's global entry in the US or other flavors. They typically use facial recognition. Same thing for health control for masks and temperature. It's pretty easy to screen people coming in, make sure they don't pose risks. Now let's talk about the areas not necessarily accessible to passenger. So where employees work, and this is where Talma will illustrate how they integrated FaceMe into their solutions. Make sure that on-premise security is maintained. If there's people who come in for delivery, whether it's employees, visitors, people can register, their health can be monitored. It can be used for machinery, equipment, sign-in. A lot of these are shared between employees, make sure that things are tracked properly. You can have intruder alerts, and again, health screenings are things that are quite important as people cannot always maintain social distancing in these areas. You can have specific access point management, so for visitor access or employee access with all the alerts. You can do the same thing for clock in, so you have contactless clock in for employees and clock out. And as I mentioned, equipment device login, you can build into the actual equipment facial recognition solutions using FaceMe. Some future outlook. Already in airports, facial recognition is generally accepted, as you have seen. But as the solutions become more and more cost effective and easy to deploy, we will see that become very prevalent in that context. COVID-19 accelerates demand, there's no question there. And 5G that is just starting to come in the market will open the door to solutions that go beyond the close by facilities and will also include remote facilities, moving equipment, aircraft, for example, or different types of transborder. So at this point, we will see these things happening very soon. So thank you. That's it for my part. So now we'll let our partners at Talma, Paula Cardona and Alejandro Lopez, explain how Talma has implemented FaceMe into their solutions.
Hi everybody. Now we are going to talk about Talma. In Colombia, we have operations in 18 airports. In 2019, we got 30% of the market share for Colombian industry. Here are some numbers. 93,271 attended flights, over 1 million of baggage handled, and up to 5.7 million of happy passengers boarded. Looking for increase our market share, and as a critical part of facing the new reality, we review our value proposition, including biosafety as an element of trust. Therefore, in the strategic planning process, we rethink our purpose, which is we support our customer with a biosecure, flexible, innovative ground operation at the best cost. According to our value proposition, biosafety has become a significant axis for our operations. That's why we work to get certified in biosafety protocols and good practices. We can proudly say that we were the first ground handling company in Colombia to obtain an international biosafety certification. Bureau Veritas is the name of the company that certificates us, and the certification is called Safeguard, as well as a national certification checking seal certificated by Econtech.
At Talma, we are the leaders in airport services, offering to our clients all our experience with innovative solutions tailored to their needs. We're part of Grupo Sandoval, founded in 1969 in Peru. Talma is the largest airport services company within Latin America, which operates in Peru, Mexico, Ecuador, and Colombia. We accomplish a great path, operating our processes with high safety, quality, and compliance standards. We provide ramp services, passenger services, aircraft maintenance, maintenance for ground support equipment, cargo services, and training services. We operate with technological tools, complying with biosafety protocols and world-class standards through our certifications. Check-in and safeguard of biosecurity, quality management, environmental management, occupational health and safety management, security management for the supply chain, anti-bribery management, safety audit for ground operation. At Talma, we believe in the power of achieving it together. We are leaders. We are Talma.
Thank you, Paula, for the introduction. Hi, everyone. I'm glad to be here with you. So, having said that, we have to comply a series of activities in order to keep the earned certifications generating value in a daily basis. Activities such as staff temperature measurement, controlling capacity per location, avoiding sources of contamination for COVID-19, and performing daily health routines. Then, after researching a lot of available integral solutions in the market and spending considerable time analyzing the capabilities of those alternatives that had to fulfill our operative requirements as well as the biosafety protocols, we figured it out that the best option was FaceMe. So we went into the implementation process following our agile software methodologies in phases. So in the step one, we performed proof of concepts with different sort of cameras, such as IP and thermal cameras of several brands, finding out that we can easily integrate any of them to the solution. In the step two, we went to the integration of the facial recognition with the temperature measurement into our solution. In the step three, launching a pilot test in our main facility, which is located in Medellin, to test the performance of the solutions with the end users in a real scenario. Finally, we are deploying the solution in an incremental fashion, starting with Medellin Airport, and then we're going to deploy in our 4 more locations. During the whole process of selecting, testing, and implementing the solution, we identified the following benefits. So, integration with thermal cameras, validation of the capacity per location, control access using a contactless biometric, avoiding the source of contamination for COVID-19, facial recognition, even wearing mask. In fact, we can generate an alert when it is not being worn. Identify potential security gaps, patterns, and staff productivity trends, tracking people in restricted areas and forensic analysis when necessary, alerts of entering an unauthorized area, generation of safety alerts for sleepiness, fatigue, drug or alcohol use, and integration with different software and hardware. So, Paula, She's going to talk about a little bit about the user interface of the solution.
So this is a real screenshot of the solution built in Colombia. As you can see, we can check the people's temperature, and when it is higher than 38 Celsius, it triggers an alert and sends an email to the safety area. Also, we can track the emotional status of the people besides their gender and age. Another important feature is monitoring the control access and attendance. It also gives us the ability to track and control the capacity per location. We are also able to identify a person even if that person is wearing a mask. Finally, as you can see in the background, we have part of the thermal system working for the solution. Thank you very much.